most terrifying dreams for me was a dream of me being on a basketball court. Stadium's full. I'm attacking the basket, and I can't get off the ground. I can't jump. Like I'm stuck. Like I'm cemented to the floor. I was conscious of the fact that I was dreaming. And so now I'm trying to control my dream. You can jump through it. You can push through it. You can get to that basket. And no matter how hard I tried, my legs were too heavy. Can't jump.
Given us more than a share of disappointment, has also provided us with numerous thrills. And Laker fans are looking for more here tonight with 3 games remaining and destiny in the Laker hands to get back into the playoffs where they usually do well.
My warm-ups are always just kind of doing a mental check of my body, like what's tight, what's pulling on me, what's not pulling on me, how do I loosen it up, how to get things going. And my body felt a little stiff.
He's got 4 seconds on the shot clock.
He spins, turns, fall away, short. Taken by Jarrett Jack.
I remember getting loosed up, getting going, and then finally in the game kind of working myself into a lather. My body felt good.
Here he comes.
Kobe around the back, spinning, shooting, scoring.
I had never worked so much in my entire career in terms of preparation and getting my body physically ready night in and night out. And I've been playing some of my best basketball.
Bryant attacking baseline, and he runs into a stone wall of Festus' ceiling, and he's holding his left knee, battling through, trying to make the playoffs, playing all these minutes, and as he has it, spinning in trouble. Oh, and he's limping, he's hurt. Kobe's hurt. I mean, these minutes might be just absolutely adding up.
Oh, there's no question they're adding up. No question.
What I always try to do through injuries is not think about them, because when the game itself is more significant than the injury, you don't feel the injury. The injury won't get in the way because it's not important to you.
Kobe, 3, yes! Big one, Bryant from outside. 107-104, 3-point game, 5 minutes left. Kobe, guarded by the rookie, Harrison Barnes. Kobe, one-on-one, isolated for the tie. He's got it, it's 107 all.
The Mamba is looking like the Mamba.
Bryant again going to work, falls down. Again, he's struggling. He's going to stay down there for a bit.
As soon as I made the move, I knew it.
I mean, that's the Achilles. I shouldn't say that. That's a foot injury.
It feels like the shock absorbers in the back of your foot are just gone. There's just nothing there. So when you walk, it's like, it feels like your calf muscle is touching the floor. And I can feel it rolling up the back of my calf, as if it was just kind of slipping up further and further. I remember feeling the silence. I remember feeling the fear. 35 years old, 17, 18 years in the league. Like, this could be a wrap. And that's what the silence was. It was like, this could really be a wrap for you.
He could barely make it to the free throw line. Bryant tonight with 32 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, and he is hurting. But the Lakers down by 2, and they want him and need him at the free throw line. Got it. Bryant cannot continue. And the crowd. The ovation.
And he's going to, I would assume he'd go straight to the locker room.
Family walks in. It's Vanessa and our daughters. And, you know, I'm already, you know, I've been crying and well, I had tears in my eyes. I don't think I was crying yet. I was more upset. Like, this could be the end. In the locker room, on the court, around my teammates, I've always tried to be very strong and be invincible. Not be Clark Kent, but be Superman. And then your family comes in, and now that is home. That's where you can be you. And I just let it go. I mean, I couldn't hold on to it anymore, you know? And you don't, you know, looking at my daughter's faces, I mean, they were genuinely afraid, right? Because they could feel something, they could feel the tension, but didn't really know exactly why. And you know, as a parent, the first thing that comes to your mind is when you see your kids afraid, you want them to not be afraid, right? You want to give them strength, you want to give them courage, you want to reassure them. And the only way I could reassure them is by telling them, hey, Daddy's okay. You know, it's gonna be all right. You know, it's a little setback, but we'll be fine, right? You know, this is what we talk about all the time. You know, you have a bump in the road, you fall, you get back up, and you go after it again, right? That's what we do. And so even at the time, if I didn't believe it myself, I felt like it was important to say that to them because I felt they needed to hear that. And as a parent, you can't just talk the talk. You gotta walk the walk, and you gotta be brave in these type of situations. If not for yourself, then for your kids.
Kobe, are you convinced that they told us probable torn Achilles? They're going to do an MRI. Are you pretty convinced that's what it is?
Yeah.
But if anyone's going to get through this, probably you.
Oh, man. Shit.
You've had tons of personal and professional challenges in your career. Is this at the top of the list?
Yeah, you know, but you know, it's fueling me. It's fueling me. I can feel it already. You know, I can feel it already. It's just, you know, players at this stage of their career, you know, they pop up Achilles, and you know, the pundits say they never come back the same. So I can hear it already, and it's pissing me off right now. Just thinking about it.
So this isn't the last game that will see you play?
Really?
Well, no, you said I'm not trying to be rude.
Really?
I'm sorry. I'm just trying to.
It's appropriate that you ask that question from down there. This injury was Mount Everest for me personally, because I knew what the long road was going to be. So, you know, at that point, you have to make a decision. You have to make a choice.
Oh, it looks beautiful. Goes up there, it goes down below.
Kind of a suture removal.
It's fabulous, no swelling, huh?
Nice tension in it.
Yeah, great tension. Kobe, the tension is just perfect.
It is?
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Can you feel me? Can you feel me touching you here?
Yeah.
That's sural nerve.
Yeah. Yeah. Even his healing is.
Yeah.
He's got good healing capabilities there. He doesn't have any burning there, so that's so great. He's got this medial nerve.
This looks absolutely beautiful.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Ross, if you can just hold that. Okay, and then just go ahead and open up the cling. Point your whole foot up towards the ceiling. That's it. And relax. And up.
Good.
Hold, push it up. Hold it up there. Hold it up, hold it up, hold it up. Now go ahead and move your finger. Let him hold it himself. And let it relax.
Wow. Shut these naysayers up once and for all.
Bryant puts it on the floor, gets inside of Spencer. Hey, oh, that's on top of Kareem and levels the building. Jelly bean, made like Daryl Dockett. Bryant hums the building shaker. Look at this, way up there, and he slams it down. Look at his body, how high he is in the air. That's incredible.
He used to be really sore from playing, you know, so he would have his kids walk on his back, which I thought was really fun. Trying to stand on your father's back and you're cracking his back as you're walking on top of him. I always thought that was pretty cool. He used to walk on his hamstrings and stuff. He was a ball handling guard at 6'10" that could shoot the long ball. And he had all the skills. He had all the skills. Fans loved him. You know, he could do virtually anything.
Bryant, tiro da 3 punti, finge il tiro da 3 punti, brucia. Tolbert, bellissimo.
So he played in the NBA for 8 years and decided if he wanted to further his career and play the way he wanted to play, he should make the transition to play overseas and play in Italy. So he took us with him.
Bene, alle nostre spalle abbiamo visto anche un bel primo piano di Pamela Bryant, la signora Bryant, la moglie di Joe Bryant, grande protagonista del...
I was 6. And at 6, you just go with the flow. You move into a place where you don't speak the language at all. You have friends there, and after 2 years, you bounce to another city. Now you have to start again. And then 2 years later, repeats itself. 2 years later, that repeats itself. And now you really don't know anybody, and you have to figure things out all over again. I would be more than happy just to tag along, just to be around that atmosphere, be around the game, and be a ball boy, and just kind of be in the mix. I would sit under the basket the entire game, and I'd have one of those big, court sweeper things. Something happened on the court, somebody slipped or some sweat. I was really anal about making sure I got every last drop up. It was a rush to be that close. I used to try to sleep with my clothes on. You know, if you needed to get to practice, I didn't want to feel like I was gonna make them late or something. I mean, they would do like 2 practices a day and that sort of stuff. And I didn't want to go, I begged to go, but he wouldn't let me go. So I would disappear and go play basketball. The thing that was always the most constant was the game. And that was my refuge. That was the place where I could go and have complete familiarity, no matter where I was, whether it was Rieti or Reggio Calabria or Reggio Emilia or Pistoia, didn't matter. Whether I got along with the kids or didn't get along with the kids, didn't matter, because I always had my ball. So I could always pick up my basketball, I could always hop on my bike, I could always go to the park, and I could always shoot. All right, and that gave me a great source of comfort.
Jumper's not hot enough, and the rebound is to Scott. Scott
Out to Magic Johnson. Magic in the front court. Good transition. Bounce down the middle. Green slammed up. He's going to be stolen, I think, by the doctor. Yes, he's got it. Here he comes. Way rock the baby to sleep and slam dunk. Parrish back out to Dennis. Dennis looks for Dange. Gives it to him, top of the key. Over to Bird. Bird's three-pointer and away. Good!
My mom's father, Grandpa Cox, used to record all the games, and he used to box them up and send us copies of them, and I would sit there at home and watch these games over and over and over and over and over and over and over.
Beautiful defense for the Lakers. The pass to Magic. On to Kareem. Slam. Only remaining in this game. Tried to get it away, but broken up by Daly. And gets it away to Jordan. Oh, showtime for Mr. Now there's a steal by Moore. Underneath the DJ.
I saw NBA game. I saw other players around me. Everybody was there, and I could see it as clear as day. It was a place that I could go to and not be alone.
Right down to the left side, Battle drives the face. He's in, he scores, and he's fouled. 16 by Battle.
I remember I realized that I had to learn how to go coast to coast because that's what John Battle from the Atlanta Hawks did. John Battle, like, you know, most people probably don't know who John Battle is, but I do. Because from watching him get a rebound, go coast to coast with his left hand, even though he was right-handed, whoa, I need to do that.
Battle left to right, leaping lane, the jumper 15, good.
Perpetual motion, he is difficult to stay with. Moves left, moves right, gets himself open for the shot.
I wanted to do what those guys do on TV. You know, it was like this mythical thing.
Defense, all Battle gets it away. He made it. They let him have it. All you had to do was foul. That's all you had to do was foul. And this game was history. John Battle. Green floated on by. And Battle buried it.
6 to 9 months is the very earliest, and in all probability it's a year. And the real question, which you've hit on, is will he ever be the same? And many of our best basketball players, Isaiah Thomas, Shaq, Barkley, all retired after this injury.
The game for me has always been about passion until probably about the age of 13. So it was all about kind of love. It was fun. You know, I went out and played and, you know, had a good time. But once we moved back to America for good, when I was 13 years old, I kind of moved in about November or so in the school year at Ballard Kenwood Middle School. And it was different. I mean, I didn't understand the slang. As a little Italian boy, I didn't understand the fashion. And I couldn't spell. So the teacher told my mother that I was probably dyslexic. It was like somebody took me and dropped me in a bucket, in a tub of ice cold water, because it shocked the shit out of me. I didn't know anybody, very awkward, skinny looking, barely spoke. Sitting at a lunch table all by myself, no friends. And I was upset that I had moved. And I had all this, resentment and anger inside of me that I hadn't really let out. It was never viewed as, I'm going to control this thing. It was more like, you know what? I'm just gonna delay the eruption. I'm just gonna push it to the side and then use it to my benefit for what it is that I love doing, which is playing the game. And once I discovered that, everything about the game changed. Because now I understood that I could really lose myself through the game. And no matter what affected me, no matter what happened in life, I could always step on the basketball court and let my game speak to that. Step on that court and just absolutely erupt. And that feeling of playing with that rage was new to me, but I fucking loved it. There's a choice that we have to make as people, as individuals. If you want to be great at something, it's a choice that you have to make. We all can be masters at our craft, but you have to make a choice. What I mean by that is the inherent sacrifices that come along with that. Family time, hanging out with your friends, being a great friend, right? Being a great son, nephew, whatever the case may be. There's sacrifices that come along with making that decision.
Celebration is on for the Aces, and look at the media chasing Kobe Bryant. They want a shot of him because this just may be this young man's last game before heading to the NBA.
In your heart of hearts, do you think you're good enough right now to play in the NBA next year?
It's good to have self-confidence. I want to learn how to become the best basketball player in the world. And if I'm going to learn that, I got to learn from the best. Kids go to school to be doctors or lawyers or so forth and so on, and that's where they study. That's the place for them to study. My place to study is from the best.
Kobe Bryant. I have decided to skip college and take my talent to the NBA.
I knew that I was not going to be stopped. So at the age of 18, this was my life, right? So you can't possibly become better than me because you're not spending the time on it that I do. Even if you want to spend the time on it, you can't because you have other things. You have other responsibilities that are taking you away from it. So I already won.
have a ton of respect for you. Hope to see you back out there soon. I know I will.